Then it carries on. The sky receded like a scroll. How's the sky going to recede like a scroll? Well, the scientific projections say that when this body passes through our solar system, it will realign, our Earth poles will realign to the poles of this planet Nibiru. So, here's my little planet here, okay? A big planet like Nibiru comes past, we will be pulled out of orbit, and the Earth will tip. Now, let's just go through that bit again. It says that the sky receded like a scroll. When the poles realign, the Earth will move like this. Imagine the earthquake firstly. It would be such an earthquake, now you can imagine that not one stone would be left upon another. And also, the sky would recede like a scroll. So, that bit fits as well, and every mountain and island was removed from its place. Well, obviously, if the Earth tips like this, okay, every mountain and every island will no longer be where it was. It will have moved. It will be in another place. And then it says that the kings of the earth, the princes, the generals, the rich, the mighty, and every slave and every free man hid in caves amongst the rocks and mountains and called to the rocks, fall on us and save us. Hide us from the face of the one who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the day of their wrath has come. And who can stand? So God has predicted that they at that point will attribute the great destruction to him. He obviously prophesied correctly that people would take to going underground to try and save themselves. Governments all over the world have dug complexes under the earth to save the human race. They're talking about themselves, but they like to call themselves the human race. Now let's just take this another step further, because in another passage in Revelations 21:1, it says, "Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth." So let's just look at our planet one more time. Planet Nibiru comes, pulls us out of our usual orbit, and our poles realign. No longer would we be seeing the same perspective of the heavens and the stars and so forth. We would be seeing a new heaven, and the land mass of the earth would change. The waters would redistribute, so there would be a new earth. So a new heaven and a new earth. All of God's promises seem to be fulfilled in the scientific projections of what will happen if this planet Nibiru passes through our solar system, as it seems it will do. Taking all of these things into account, for those of you who don't believe in Jesus Christ, perhaps it's time that you took a little bit of time to do what Jesus said. Seek and you will find. Because if this is correct, the end is coming. It's not far off. And only those who call upon the name of the Lord Jesus will be saved. Please make sure that you're one of them.
The launch of Pioneer 10 in 1972 ushers in the era of deep space exploration. The craft journeys beyond the outer known planets, sending back data that is used to seek a possible 10th planet.
14 August 1978, which was just about 6 weeks after we discovered the fact that Pluto has a satellite. Once you have a satellite for a planet, you can determine how heavy it is. Turns out Pluto was very much smaller and lighter weight than we had thought, which meant that Pluto has no influence, no appreciable influence on the motions of the planets Uranus and Neptune. At that point, we voiced the hypothesis that this means that there is at least one yet to be discovered planet in the outer reaches of the solar system.
Over the past 2 decades, physicists have joined astronomers in the search for the mysterious Planet X.
One of the things we did in 1978, having made this prediction that there was an additional planet, 10th or 12th, depending on your point of view, we sort of put our money where our mouth was, as it were, and we went out and we started looking for this thing. We've been able to refine the search area somewhat, get it rather narrowed down. We do our predictions based on the observed anomalies in Uranus and Neptune. We actually are currently looking down in the region of Centaurus, which is just south of the constellation Libra. But if it is in the kind of orbit that we describe here, it would have to be a planet that would have a mass something like 3 to 5 times the mass of the Earth. This would put it intermediate between the gaseous planets like Uranus and Neptune and the terrestrial planets that we have in the inner part of the solar system. So if this planet turns out to be in a 3,600-year orbit, then its mass would be correspondingly larger.